should be wearing them. I'm not. So don't.
You're dumb.
Well, I wouldn't call me dumb. I would call me slightly irresponsible.
Yeah,
Call me dumb if you like. If you think I'm dumb, say so in the comments. Okay?
Comment hashtag daddy is dumb.
So anyways, point being, I like that Triumph doesn't over torque their oil filters when they send them from the factory, so I was actually able to do mine the first time without having to. And what I tell you, I mean, I've used different tools, like with my ZX. Now a ZX6 has the oil filter on the other side recessed in, and it's a huge pain. But I did not have any tool that I could get in there that could loosen that thing. I know it wasn't torqued to what it should have been torqued to. Okay, so big thing on oil changes is 90% of people or more will warm their motor up before they change the oil in their bike. And I think it's probably a good idea because warm oil obviously will flow better than cold oil. Here's the thing, Tommy, if you want to bring the camera up and point it at that silver knob right there, that's your filler cap. So if you were to warm this motor up first,
that's why you needed that?
That's why I need the big screwdriver. If I was to warm this motor up, I mean, I could get that cap off of there, but I'd be risking my hands, of course, unless I had really good gloves. The other bit is, if I was to warm the bike up before I went to change the oil, I couldn't put the new oil in, at least until the bike was cool again. Now, you could wait, and maybe you should wait, but I'm not patient enough to wait while the bike cools to put the new oil in.
Because someone's coming over tomorrow, and he probably wants to take that said person out.
So anyway,
so yeah, he needs to get this done ASAP. Except that it's already almost been 20 minutes long of a video.
Well, I'll tell you, I think that's pretty good considering we're getting 2 maintenance actions done on the bike. One thing I want to do is I want to clean out this funnel. I don't use it that often. It sits in the garage.
Look at that cleaning power.
And it gets a little nasty, so I gotta get it cleaned up.
Just tripped on a wrench.
If you want to stop watching now, you can, because I'm sure.
Or just skip ahead.
You figured out that the next steps are fairly simple. We're going to put the new filter on. We're going to put the drain plug back in, and then we're going to fill it with oil. Now, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I forgot to check, and I do not remember how much oil this bike takes. I've got the leftover from the last time I did an oil change, and a new one.
Oh, I thought you were crazy and had 2 different oil things.
No, you never want to mix oils. I could probably...
No, I mean like 2 of the same oil, but
full?
it's like 2 full oil things.
Yeah. No, nothing like that. So
so
here's what I mean. So like, I'm going to put this here. I'm not going to start filling it yet, obviously. But if I was to do that after the motor was run, obviously you would end up with a melted funnel. If you use a metal funnel, yeah, maybe you'd be okay, but then you could be scratching things up in here. So for me, you know, if you were running a Ninja H2 at the Isle of Man at 240 miles an hour, you'd want to be absolutely certain you got every possible contaminant out of this thing that you possibly could. You know, this is a lower performance type of situation for me. I think it's probably okay if there's a tiny bit of oil left over in there. Oh, please don't do that, Tommy. Okay, so you're gonna obviously take, back in the day, people used to say use old oil for this. You know, I don't really think it matters that much. Again, this is a Scrambler. Just put some kind of oil on here, motor oil, whether you dip your finger into the used oil or you use the new one. The important thing is that you lubricate this. We're going to clean up a little bit around under here. Let's see where it came off, just to make sure it's not a mess. And obviously, if I'm going into the crankcase or the motor like this, I'm using a towel like this and not a paper towel that's likely to leave residue. Okay. And I'm taking the filter and I'm spinning it on.
I don't know if you can see that because I'm not going to see GoPro, but
oops.
there it is if you can see it.
Now there is
You just got to see his tattoo.
There is a torque preference for this, personally. I mentioned earlier a guy named in Dubboy's Garage. He says get the seal on there and then give it half a turn. I think that makes sense. A quarter. It's not going to come loose. If it does, you know, it's beyond hand tight. If it did come a little bit loose, you would see a little bit of weep and you could retighten it. I would recommend tighten it to the factory spec, but again,
It's gonna be like a 30-minute long video. It's already 23 minutes.
all right, so I've got, now, do you have to replace this washer? You know, I've never replaced one of these washers, to be honest with you. If it's crushed, damaged, corroded, it's not going to corrode, but, you know, if it happened to be, you'd want to replace it. But if it looks fine, for me, for my purposes,
Hey,
I'm
Daddy,
not gonna...
batteries are the things that corrode, just so you know.
Well, anything made of metal,
For further information.
other than stainless, pretty much, can corrode, as evidenced by my chain, which is beginning to corrode because I didn't take good enough care of it over the winter. So,
look at that corroded chain, mate.
that's something that will eventually, as all things, get replaced. Okay, same now again.
And you'll get oil all over you.
With your drain bolt,
Gross.
you want to torque this to the factory spec.
I can't look at that because can't unbox it. If you want high quality viewer stuff, then go to a different channel.
Okay, now again.
Sure, we have the newest GoPro. Doesn't mean that my hands stay still or that I can get under the bike with it.
So we're going to begin to fill the oil back up now that we've got the filter on and the drain plug in.
See, I can see that. That is able to be seen.
And of course, like most motorcycles, there's a sight glass that
Look at that.
you use to figure out if you've got the right amount of oil. And I, for the life of me, cannot recall how much oil this takes. You don't want to overfill it. I think it took about 2 quarts. And how many quarts is this? This is a gallon, so it's... Does that make sense?
So that means that it would take one of those to do 2 oil changes, so you wouldn't need the other one if it took 2
I don't
quarts.
remember how much of it. So show them the
like
sight glass,
math.
and they even give you a little blue marking from the factory. So Tommy, when I bring the bike up to level, tell me if you see any oil coming through yet. Oop. Break.
You're gonna kill me.
You see any oil in that sight glass?
Nope.
All right. So we're
I don't know if that's supposed to happen.
Yeah, eventually you'll see a little bit of oil come up in that sight glass, and that's how you know. Now what you do is you run the motor a little bit, work that oil through, and then check again to make sure that you still have enough. So I don't know how much was left in this. So we're going to kind of do this.
Well, you said it took 2 quarts, and if that's a gallon, then 2 quarts.
But I had used some of it before, so I don't know if I used 2 quarts. So go ahead and check the sight glass again. You see any oil coming up?
No.
Not yet? Okay.
Still low.
Get a little more in there.
Like, I don't know if I'm just not able to see the oil that's coming in.
Well, you'd be able to tell. It's
Really?
fairly obvious.
How obvious? Like, what color would it be?
This kind of amber color. So you have your eye on it?
Yes, I have my eye on it. No.
Nothing?
I don't know why I'm not. Maybe you don't have quite enough.
Well, you know, I probably used slightly, trying to think. This is one I'd used before. I'm not sure. I could be wrong about if it's 2 quarts too. Maybe it's 2.6 or something. I'm really not 100% sure on that. Like I said, I should have looked into that.
97.7 quarts.
Good. That's on me. All right, so I've emptied this one. Tommy, why don't we check again? And we'll open up the...
What you mean?
You ready?
Yeah. No.
Nothing yet? Okay. So this is not the obviously most efficient way to do this, but we're kind of just having fun on a Saturday morning. Get some work done. I got lots of stuff I want to do
Hoping
today.
that today or tomorrow an MRE comes in so we can make an MRE review.
Yeah, that's the other thing. So when I started doing YouTube videos online, I kind of wanted to do food MRE reviews. That's what Tommy and I kind of inspired Tommy and I to start doing this. Was we liked watching those MRE reviews, but I love motorcycles too, so I wanted to do some bike videos. And I also like fishing.
And we've done like 2 fishing videos and 1 cooking video. And your channel description is food, cooking, and fishing.
And you know what? And honestly,
it's motorcycles, fishing.
We don't get on here as often as we'd like, and we're hoping to do a little more. Come on over this side again, buddy.
You want MREs? Go to Steve1989 MRE info. You want motorcycles? Go to whatever you said.
Can you watch the sight glass?
Yes. Yep, I'm seeing it.
You see some oil? Is it up to the blue line, blue dot?
No, only a little bit more.
Okay.
A little bit. Like maybe this much.
All right, let's just,
Very close.
Put it a little bit. We'll keep
that's good. You really don't need too much.
Well, keep in mind that
Oh yeah,
we're not
because it
just
has
filling, we're filling the whole motor, so. Okay, you got the sight glass in sight?
Yes, I have sight glasses and sights. Wait. Hang on a sec. Nope, still need a bit more.
More?
Like, you need it to be about this much higher.
Okay.
So, I don't know.
Good to have a partner, because this is hard to do if you don't have somebody working with you.
We're almost making a half an hour long video. It's pretty long.
And frankly, we didn't take as much time.
It's almost as long as my longest video on my channel. My longest video is 42 minutes.
Obviously, one big thing I need to do with this motorcycle is clean it. Okay, you got the sight glass?
We can do that today because we bought soaps and stuffs yesterday. Yes.
There?
Yeah.
Cool.
It's right in the middle of the blue dot. We have the perfect amount.
Now what we're going to do, we'll end the video because this has been kind of long, but hopefully if you've got a Triumph Scrambler, especially if you have the air-cooled 865, which is what I've got, this is helpful. Give you some ideas on tools to get. I'm not going to show you, well, I'm probably not going to show you the buttoning up because we still got to run it. Check the oil again. But
I mean, we already have a long video. Might as well make it longer, right?
Well, I don't know. I guess we could. Well, we'll start it up. We'll check the oil again. We'll see where we're at. And the only other thing to do is put the skid plate back on.
You can do that on video.
All right. All right, you remember how to start it, Tommy?
How to what?
Start the bike.
No.
Okay.
You do. Oh, yeah, you turn the key.
Well, not just turn the key, so let me have the camera. So what you're going to do is turn the key. Other way. Pull in this lever. That's the clutch lever.
Got it.
Pull it all the way in. And then press the red button. I mean the black button.
This?
Whoops. Press that black button. That's underneath that, right?
One?
Yep, press it. Press a little more. Okay, stop. For some reason, I seem to be having an issue with the battery. Okay, so we are not going to do that. You can let go. Well, I'm gonna have to figure out why it won't start, and I will do that, and we will give you guys an update. All right? Oh, Tommy's wearing his mask. He's been wearing a mask the whole time. Forgot to tell you. Okay, thanks guys. Bye.
Yeet.